Hello friends. So today's video is going to be about my experience with adapting to medication for the past year, because I've been on zonisamide for the past year, and it's been the only drug that I've actually been what's the word, kind of like, it's the only drug that I've been on consistently. I've consistently been on for the past year. So for the first year of my diagnosis, I was on Capra and like Lamictal, but I didn't really, I guess, adapt to those, and I didn't really know what was going on. But with zonisamide, I kind of have a better grasp of how my brain is functioning and how I've adapted to it. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So adapting to medication. So last year I was put on zonisamide, and I started off at 300 milligrams, and because I was having seizures once every 2 months, and there was one seizure that I had, and then my neuro put me on 400 milligrams. So after that one seizure, I've been on 400 milligrams for the past year. And that is honestly, I guess, well, with my neuro, here, let me get the med so I can show you. So with zonisamide, the capsules only come in 50 milligram and 100 milligram. So I used to take 4 of these, just like a handful, boom. And that was the only med that I would take. So with the 400 milligrams, I would take before bed. And after I would take it, I would kind of feel safe. So how am I going to explain this? These drugs started to become my safety blanket. So I would take these at night, and then of course I would wake up, and then throughout the day I felt my energy just start lowering and lowering and lowering, until it was finally time to take my drugs again. And I was like, yes, I could take my drugs. I could pop my four Z's, and my brain would it would feel like there was like a halo, kind of like a pillow of just safety, and just like a mental, I don't know, just a mental something of this safetiness. Like, yes, I'm not gonna seize because I have this 400 milligrams of zonisamide in my body. It just became a safety blanket. And sometimes I would even like look at my watch, because throughout this process I would get really, really bad headaches, and if I didn't get a headache, I thought something was wrong. So I would get really bad headaches, and as the headaches progressed, like got worse and worse throughout the day, I would look at my watch and I'd be like, can I take these yet? Can I take these yet? Can I take these yet? And I would take them at 8:45 every day. Or I take my meds at 8:45 every day. But it'd be like 6 or 7, and I just keep on looking at my watch, and I'm like, can I please take my meds? And then I would take my meds, and then 30 minutes later I would just feel just it just felt like a halo, like this, like a halo right here, and I would feel okay. So that happened, but I still had a seizure every 2 months. And when I have a seizure, I have cluster seizures, so they come in threes. So I'll have one seizure, and then 45 minutes later, I'll have another seizure. But if I don't take an Ativan after the second one, or if I don't take an Ativan after the first one, I may have a third one, and I don't want to have a third seizure, because those are usually the worst. They progress. So my first seizure is usually the shortest one. I think it lasts like 20 seconds, and then the second one lasts around like 30 to 45 seconds, and then the third one kind of lasts like a minute, and I don't want to be out for that long. So I take the Ativan during these within the first two. So then this year, 2019, on June 26th, I had my shower seizure, and my neuro gave me a new med called clobazam, and I think it's an anxiety med. I'm gonna have to look it up. And this is it. It's like a little pill with a line in the middle. So at first I had to break it in half, because I would take half in the morning and then half at night. So I would take a whole tablet throughout the day. And after my shower seizure, I would take a handful of the 4 and then my half of the clobazam. And then once I started taking the clobazam, I felt better. I haven't had a seizure since June 26th, and it is now November 15th. So June, July, August, September, October. So almost 4.5 months. And this is the longest I've gone without having a seizure. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm honestly really proud and grateful for this experience. It's been a wild journey, honestly. So I had my streak of over 3 months, and then I saw my neuro again, and I told him about how I was doing. So then he was like, how about we drop the zonisamide, because you are taking a really high dosage of it. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to bite the bullet, and let's drop the zonisamide, and let's just keep the clobazam, because the clobazam is doing really well. So we dropped it to 300 milligrams. So I was taking the half of the clobazam in the morning, and then the half of the clobazam at night. But I was only taking 3 zonisamides, 300 milligrams. And this is where the adapting comes in. After I was taking the 300 milligrams, I felt as if that safety blanket was kind of coming off, so to speak. I felt like I was trying to tame like a wild horse, because my brain wasn't as controlled. I felt kind of like I was disassociating. Like I was here, but not really here. it was, I felt like really out of it. My brain didn't, if it just, how do I explain this? So it was almost opening like Pandora's box, but not opening it like the full way to where all the crazy, so in Pandora's box, what was in Pandora's box, what was in Pandora's box? I know there's a word for it. I'm trying to think of the word. Please come to me, please come to me, please come to me, word, please come to me, word. Not, God, I know there's a word. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm sorry, guys. Frick. Anyways, so I was not really there. So if I would go to like a place with like a lot of like stimuli, I was kind of nervous because I didn't feel that controlled with the 300 milligrams and just like 5 milligrams like in the morning, like throughout the day. And I was just thinking, just as long as if you don't have an aura, you're okay. So just try to chill out. So I was just trying to adapt. And my neuro said, we're going to drop you 300 milligrams, or we're going to drop you to 300 milligrams. Talk to me in 2 weeks. Let me know how you're doing. So 2 weeks went by. I felt like I was going crazy. I thought I was going to have another seizure. And I told him, it doesn't feel right. Just give me another week so I can adapt to the 300 milligrams. And he was like, I honestly, I respect my neuro so much. And he was like, you know what? Drop to 200 milligrams and take the clobazam, the whole tablet in the morning and the whole tablet at night. So now I'm down to 200 milligrams of zonisamide at night, and then a whole tablet in the morning and a whole tablet at night. But what I'm feeling with the higher dosage of the clobazam, I believe, is it's not, I'm kind of comparing it to the Keprage. Like, it's not as brutal as Keprage. Like, the hairline trigger isn't as crazy, but I took notes just so it could be a little more organized. But I'm a little more straightforward and a little more honest. And the other day, it was either the other day or yesterday, my aunt was like, why are you being so aggressive? And I'm like, I'm not. Well, yeah, she was like, why are you being so aggressive? And I'm like, God, I blame it on the meds, like in a jokingly way, but I didn't really feel like I was joking, because I do feel as if I'm trying. So at first, with the trying to adapt with 300 milligrams, I was trying to tame a wild horse. Now I'm trying to tame a wild lion. So with the higher dosage of the clobazam, when someone says something and I want to say something a little brutal back, I step back and I think a little more. I'm like, how can I word this differently so that I don't offend the other person, or I don't just snap and want to take back what I just said, because this can happen. And I'm I'm experiencing that right now. But this, the higher dosage does feel better because I am at 200 milligrams of zonisamide, and my brain does feel like a pillow now, and I do feel safe. I have a little more confidence within myself to go out in like more social environments. I used to kind of like be anxious to drive, and now I'm not so anxious anymore. Going to Walmart would give me like really, really bad anxiety, and now going to Walmart is kind of just like another thing to do. Or going out with family used to give me some anxiety, and now going out with family is something that I just cherish. It's like another thing to do. But yeah, so that's how my brain has been, that's how I've been adapting to these medications, because I know these medications do bring some side effects that we don't ask for, but we need to learn how to adapt to these side effects, because although, like I said, that we don't ask for these side effects, but the medication is here to help us. So we need to create, how am I gonna say this? We need to create this, I'm just gonna say it. We need to create this friendship with our medications. We need to adapt to it. If it's, say if it's Keppra, if you're getting Kep rage, try to adapt to it. Just, if you're gonna say something brutal, if you want to say something brutal, try and take it back. I know it's easier said than done. I know with this little clobazam, I've said some brutal things. Like, I know the other day I dropped some pieces of ice and I didn't pick them all up, and my grandma stepped in like a little puddle of water, and she was sitting on the couch, and she was like, "Look, my sock is all wet. Look, my sock is all wet because I stepped in one of the little puddles of water because you didn't pick up all the ice." And sarcastically, I was like, "Oh, poor you." Like, it was kind of bad, and I felt a little bad too. But after that experience, I kind of learned that I just need to adapt. We all just need to adapt to these. And if some side effects are more, I guess, brutal, if you don't feel comfortable with the side effects that the medications that you're on are giving you, yeah, if you aren't comfortable with the side effects of the medication, yeah, then talk to your neuro, and they will accommodate you, because your neuro is on your team. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of sharing my experience with adapting to these medications and listening to my story with zonisamide and clobazam. Thank you so much. Have a great day, you guys.